Clap on.
All right, guys, welcome this week on the Loose Change Podcast. I'm here with my fellow co-host.
D might start having to believe in the Giants. We 2-2, but we ain't going to no playoffs.
Your boy, Ron, a.k.a. I don't know my AKAs yet.
And your boy Kev, a.k.a. your auntie's favorite entree, a.k.a. Brucey P. This week, we're going to discuss everything from being arrested for filing for divorce to H&M and another controversy with the black community.
H&M, come on. Come on, H&M.
To robots. And are we going to head it in the direction of an irobot situation?
Oh, shit.
This week, we're going to get into some stuff. And we're going to make sure that everybody expresses their points. And leave how you feel in the comments. We'd like to hear about it. Soon we'll be able to get back to you guys instantly.
Yeah. Word up.
All right, so let's get to it.
All right, so let's get into this robot conversation. So, earlier this week, my coworker sent me this link, and I'm just like, all right, what is this? So I look at it, and it shows this kind of like a 2-minute commercial, and it shows a man with a construction hat on in his little office, and he's like on an iPad just touching some different buttons, and he stops, and his little robot just starts walking up out the room, and it shows it walking into different areas, and it shows different specs on the robot, so like it moves like up to like 1.5 miles per hour or something like that.
Oh, shit.
And it holds some sort of amount of weight. I don't know, maybe anywhere from like 15 times its weight itself.
Oh, wow.
And it just keeps moving and moving, and eventually, don't touch my mic like that. Pause.
We're just trying to help you out, man.
No, that's why I said pause.
We're just trying to help.
So, the robot starts moving, and as a human comes into its trajectory, because it has like this like 360 camera vision, all of a sudden now the robot itself stops, figures to turn the other way away from the human and continue moving about its business. It can even move up and down angles while still maintaining balance of whatever it's holding on its back. And it pretty much goes full circle back into the construction worker's office. So I'm like, that's a little crazy. All right. Fast forward to yesterday, there was a college football game on. I want to say it was Virginia or Virginia Tech facing someone. And during, I guess, like a TV break, they had the same robot that looked exactly like that, but it was doing push-ups.
Holy shit.
So I'm just like, oh. So
How
now
many pushes did it do?
I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4.
Oh.
But I was just like, so now they're showing the same thing, but for different uses. So that just sparked in my head. First, people losing their jobs to these machines where they can take your orders for you.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, they just slowly introducing this robot that can do a minor person's job in the sense of, oh, carry these to me to this person or to that person.
He lied. He was about to say minority.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
So now, my thing is,
shout out to all that.
we already have these little small mini robots in hospitals and hotels.
Yeah.
So like now for
true.
room service, you're not going to get someone actually coming to your door. You're going to get a little robot holding your item that you ordered.
And what was the hospital thing?
Hospitals, sometimes now they have these little machines, probably almost like the size of like a shelf, that just walk around and holds different items also.
See, but I kind of would rather that robot because there be some rude people walking around with the stuff in the hospital. I'm just saying.
Granted.
Granted.
But now, my question to you guys is, how soon do you think till these robots start taking more than just jobs? And now, in the sense, kind of like in the movie iRobot, these things are like a part of everyday life where now you're walking with these robots, and eventually people are going to want to start giving them feelings, so to speak, so they feel like they're one of us. How far off do you think that is from, instead of it being the future, becoming the present?
I think we're already there. This is like the first robot that took over everything. I mean, I could have a conversation with my phone now. I mean, you have autonomous cars. Your TVs and your phone sync together.
True.
I mean, your phone listens to everything that you talk about because the second you mention something,
Shout out to the feds.
commercials are being popped up everywhere on all social
Shout
media
out to
sites
the
to what you
feds.
want. You got cars that park themselves. Those are a form of robots.
I don't trust that.
It actually works.
No, I don't care. I don't trust
doesn't.
that.
It does. The Ford Fusion we had completely parked itself all the time.
My vision's better than the car. I'm good.
Yeah, but the car has like a whole algorithm.
The
I
car
never
don't
really
got a
used it like
license.
that, only because like I'm not bougie, so I was just like,
Oh, shit.
I'm not looking forward to the day when all cars drive themselves. I'm not. Like, I actually want to drive my own vehicle. But I think we're actually there. As far as what I think you're hinting at is more like complete takeover where we don't do anything anymore and like they do everything. I think it's around the corner. I think they already have the technology. I feel because I honestly feel like the government only releases information about technology once they've gotten like 10 years ahead
True.
of what they already
No,
got.
facts.
Right?
Oh,
so
I
like,
totally agree with that.
if we're seeing
True.
this now, they already have robots that can
That could
fully
do way more.
way
yeah.
more stuff.
Yeah,
So
true.
they already have the technology to do it, but we're not gonna see that far in probably until like the next 5, 6, maybe even 10 years from
Let me
now.
throw a wrench in there. Do you blame the government for not letting us know that technology?
We didn't blame them.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, at the end of the day, where we find the most advancements for thing is whenever it's military application.
True.
That's just it. Because
True.
most of the advancements, the computer came from military advancements.
The internet, all that.
You
Yeah.
know, all that stuff came
Yeah.
because of military advancement. So like when they say war and the military are very lucrative fields,
Yeah.
they're not lying. So
Facts.
for me, am I upset?
No.
I can get numerous reasons as to why we don't find out about this stuff. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, it's the military. If they release what they already have, then you know it's like the Cold War all over again, right?
Yeah,
So
true.
it's like I get it, but at the same time, I feel like why are we so hell bent on like self destruction? Because that's all this is about. It's all about what we're preparing for a time. Everybody's preparing in case the next guy decides they want to strike. How about everybody stop worrying about striking? Like if we stop worried about the next guy coming to attack us and feeding that rhetoric to everybody to feel comfortable with the reason why, that's a different story. But I went off topic, but I kind of don't. I understand the reasoning as to why they won't tell us, right?
Cool.
But come on.
Well, have you heard about the traffic lights in China or Japan, I believe? Their traffic lights have cameras that point at every person walking on the street, and they can see and judge how you feel based off your facial emotions and expressions.
But they also have technology that if me and you in a room, this is public knowledge. Even what it's funny because I heard about it, but then Tory Lanez brought it up in an interview where we could be in a room and if we argued and we left the room, they can go in there and they don't have to have the cameras or anything. It could be like a sealed off room, no way to see in, hear in, nothing, soundproof. We can argue in that room, or we can have great conversation in that room, and they can tell going in there with a machine and tell what type of environment was in that room. Whether we were arguing, whether we were having a happy moment.
Talk about the
whether
walls
we were
having
just
ears.
Sad because energy is energy. Like you're gonna be able to feel it. So that facial thing on top of that, and then they're doing the energy thing. We're in a place where they just want to know everything about everybody. So they use predictive analytics as a way to try and say, hey, we're gonna try and figure out, you know, is this person gonna do this? They use fear to like make everybody okay about why they're really doing this. And it's not. It's
feds. I ain't doing shit. Don't come for me.
Can you refrain on cursing just a little bit?
My bad.
I'm not. It's cool. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just asking.
My bad.
That's cool.
Sorry, feds. I apologize for cursing too. Don't come for me. Yeah. Oh,
you the tech guy. Y'all two the tech guys.
Right,
so I feel like y'all should spend a little more time on this.
What you feel about
here's
that?
my honest, non-biased. Although I'm a tech person, non-biased. I'll take on it. I disagree.
Disagree to what?
Where I think we're years
from
it, because as a tech person, one thing I learned about tech was not to trust it 100%. I still think the best machine are the humans, because you know you get great examples, right? These cars, right? are able to park. Some of them are able to drive by themselves. But what they don't show you is how many accidents happens because this machines are programmed, right? We tell them, an engineer, a programmer would tell a machine, you have to follow these instructions. What a machine at least can't do at this moment
Right.
is machines don't have what we have, which is that survival instinct. They don't know how to improvise. They cannot improvise on the go. They can say, "All right, you're parking, right?" And it's some stuff there. They know not to hit the sidewalk. An alarm will ring. But what if just throwing a wrench in there? There's many people there. This kid running that the ball drops, something like that. Like a human will be able to improvise. A machine can improvise. Same thing with like hotels and hospitals. I agree with Kevin. Especially at these hospitals, some of the workers there are jerks and they mistreat you. Um, not judging anybody, but I got a job to do, and I guess dealing with a lot of people, it gets you to do that. But I still want somebody to come to me rather than a robot because humans can also show something that robots can. That's empathy. You can program a robot to like feel something, but it's not. It's like I feel like certain things that humans are equipped with that we have gained throughout the years and many years of evolution, and a robot cannot do that. Just not now. Am I doubting that in 100 years from now it can happen? No, I'm not doubting that. But at the moment, we're very far from it. I don't think we're there yet. Maybe there's some experiments that we don't know yet, because every country is experimenting on the law with different technologies and what to do. But that's just my take on it. We're still very far from it.
So now I have a second question. Now, since you say that, do you think we as a people are far from that kind of technology, or we as Americans are far from that technology?
Damn, that's a good one there. I'll just say as people.
Before, okay, so to what he was saying before, right? The thing about it is, they're already trying to figure out how to program robots with AI. So to end, like to counterpoint what you were saying about they don't have the ability to like adjust or whatever the case is. I feel like that's why they're so working. I think that's one of the reasons they're working so hard on predictive analytics is because I think they want the robots to be able to predict something so they don't have to react to something. You know what I'm saying? Action before reaction. But with the AI, you have these robots that are carrying on long conversation with you. So that to me shows the ability to kind of adapt, even if it's just conversation, which shows that I think that there is a possibility that we can end up down that road where they can adjust to situations. I think right now, because I watched I was watching the show Story of God with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And there was a couple on there, and one of them was an engineer. And she basically a mad scientist to some degree, because like she like really got an artificial robot to a point where like it's holding our conversation and it has goals. The robot's having a conversation with a human. It's not programmed conversation. They're actually just answering questions on how they want certain things. And they even said, I wish to be recognized as human one day.
Nah, you be right.
So here's the crazy part. She said that she's basically trying to figure out and understand the soul. Because the only thing that separates us from robots is this concept of a soul, right?
Yeah.
So now she's trying to figure out how can you quantify the soul. Yeah. And I feel like the way you think, and I feel like the way some of these guys who are like hard set into this field is different, because you thinking, oh, they don't show it all the times that messed up. For them, they just need one to show that it's possible. These hardcore guys, and I feel like it's dangerous because they're so hell bent on like, yo, we can do this, to the point where we tell robots what to do. Yeah, we write the code. Yeah, we. But what happens when the AI gets to a point? Because remember, AI is collective of all of our knowledge, right? That's technically what it is. Yeah. So if it's a constant update collection of our knowledge, that's also dangerous, because then if a computer can recognize patterns, predict patterns and things of that nature, you don't think that it might get to that point where it's like it can start to like draw from everything and kind of see with predictive analytics?
Here's the thing. I strongly believe it can get there eventually, but not right now. Not right now. I think we're far from it. There's still some, because like that the example that you gave. How can you quantify a soul? Isn't that something that was created by God?
The master coder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. But when I originally said, in like maybe 5 to 10 years, I was talking about like the actual introduction to that
Maybe like
actually
intro?
seeing it, like like going to a spot and seeing like your first. Come on, Amazon pretty much has a grocery store, where you don't need to go through a register. You walk in, pick up your stuff, leave, and they charge like
The charge.
it keeps track based on like your account, your Amazon account.
Okay.
Right? So like it's an autonomous store. It's an autonomous. You walk in, you pick up, you leave.
Where's the store at?
I think it's where Amazon has like the
Yeah,
original
very few,
headquarters,
very
right?
few, very few.
But that's where the first one was
It's
at.
a pilot program. Right
Yeah,
now.
Oh, okay.
it's only it's not a
that's why
lot.
they bought Whole Foods. That's all gonna eventually
Coincide and just
coincide.
okay.
Yeah, like that's the only thing that I feel like is what I mean when I say 5 to 10 years. I feel like that's when the mass introduction of the pot, like, and they're smart. They're gonna do it little by little. It's not gonna be like a slam like irobot where you just wake up and it's like 100 robots doing stuff. Because the problem is, if everybody sees that so quick, everyone's gonna panic.
People are panicking right now. They don't trust nothing.
I don't trust it.
Me. Even if I'm a tech guy, man, I don't know, man. I don't want to be having conversations with robots and AI. I want to interact with real humans.
Dude, I don't trust a computer. I can literally work on
But
something
they
and it'll
already
work
got
right
us.
now.
And
5 minutes later,
And
it's
by
not
the
gonna
way,
work.
we're not discriminating against the robot community. I'm pretty sure there's a community out there of anything. So if you're looking at this,
Bunch of robots that live out in the
robot
Midwest.
community, relax. I'm
But-
pretty sure there's a robot community. I'm telling you.
There's a community of robots. Area 51 rejects that live in like a little tribe in
Yes.
trailer parks.
Oh, they definitely gonna come for us.
Benders
They definitely
from
gonna come for us.
Futurama. I
They
guess.
definitely gonna come for us.
I mean,
I mean, it's a flat Earth society, but we're not gonna go there.
but I think
I
we're
guess.
already screwed. To be honest with you, that's my
Yo.
honest opinion, because
Me
the
too.
generations after us, they
Oh,
grow
they
up
will.
the first thing in their hand. That's why
No
with,
type
with,
of
with
human
Kennedy,
interaction.
with Kennedy, I made sure that I didn't give her. I'm not giving her a phone to go play with. Or
By the
thing.
way, Kennedy is our executive director and producer. They just had to know who
Oh
that is.
no. I'm the producer. She could be director, but I'm
He's the producer.
because she don't do the work.
Yeah, I apologize.
She don't do the work.
She's our
She
executive
definitely
director.
gonna take the time to upload.
She's the executive director.
She hinders the upload process if anything. Okay,
Oh,
Alright.
gosh.
but yeah,
She
man,
still don't like me, by the way.
that's not true.
Oh, whatever.
That's not true. Stop beating your feelings.
You know, it is what it is.
You looking like the light skinned one in the room right now.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
But I mean, that's just my take on it. I think that we are, for the most part, screwed in that sense, as far as like society getting to that point where it's just so obsessed with just letting technology do everything, because the generation after us, look at them, they're obsessed with their phones, they're obsessed with video games, TV,
No human
everything.
interaction.
Yeah, like everything, all the interaction now occurs via online, right? And I think a lot of it also.
Isn't that robbing us out of our human's essence, though?
But I was just about to say that. I feel like that's what's causing all this mass depression and this disassociative disorders, where everyone doesn't know how to handle. Like, for instance, growing up, we played video games, but it wasn't online.
As a
it
weekend thing.
Not even that. It wasn't even online, right?
No,
you
it
had
was
to
all-
physically play with somebody next to you.
Right.
7 kids
Right?
from the same
It
neighborhood
was-
and one console. At
Like,
least back in
like
the
if,
IRL.
if the internet was destroyed and all knowledge of how to deal with the internet was destroyed right now, right? And we had to go back to split screen based on the dissociative disorders that we have now, right? How many people you think would get murdered in their homes on split screen for cheating, for looking at the split screen? Because I mean, like, that was the number one thing with us, right? The only thing
yo,
that's
stop looking at the screen.
Matter of fact,
exactly,
that's exactly why we always tell people bring your own controller, because somebody was gonna break their own controller.
exactly.
Yeah.
But even that's what I'm trying to hint at, is even the video game experience had to be with somebody right next to you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Human interaction had to
A lot
occur.
of bonds, a lot of friendships, a lot
Exactly.
of memories that
We didn't grow up on that stuff, and
Yeah.
and look at how we dealt with bullying differently than it is dealt with on a regular today,
Yeah.
right? I got bullied for mad long growing up.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say mad long. When I was in Grenada, I was fine, right?
Yeah.
When I came here, got bullied about the accent, the way I decided to dress, the lack thereof buying name brand stuff. But
just to throw a disclaimer out there, whoever here in New York, by bullying means like we took a lot of edge, but eventually we swung on somebody. But not trying to promote.
But that's what I'm saying. But it made it like I am who I am today because of that, right? Because
Right.
now I'm thick skinned. I don't care what anybody has to say to me. I'm gonna be myself 24/7. And I'm not trying to say I'm okay with bullying. I'm just saying when it does happen, we dealt with it differently,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Where
Extremely different.
like to be honest, I'm not even trying to call anybody weak. I'm not trying to, because suicide is a very iffy topic
Yeah.
because it's weird. It takes a weird toll on people, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, all in all,
Well, I mean, like
The robots is coming. Will Smith warned us first.
Fez, don't come for me. Hey guys, so now that we're done talking about robots and the possible ending of humanity in the future,
Mhm.
I want to get into more of a now present topic, a very odd one, right? So just to give you guys a little bit of context and background, so in the news it said that a 51-year-old man from Houston, Texas, got arrested and is facing up to 10 years in prison and a $5,000 fine for doing, you know what? Trying to divorce his wife without she knowing. So basically, the dude forged the divorce papers. Like, he did her grimy, right? But not only that, he left her in thousands of dollars of debt. So he was like, yo, you know what? He filed for divorce back in 2017. Yeah, she filed for divorce. Not she, he. He did file for divorce in 2017. Try to do the slicks. Oh, I can't curse, sorry. Trying to do the slick-ish and just walk out on her. Also, this guy is a DJ. Do you want to know his DJ handle?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't trust somebody that DJ Uche. DJ Uche. That's his name.
should be
No, Uche. Like Uche.
What is he, black?
Yes, he is. He's black. Anyways.
He sound like an African name. No offense. I'm just saying.
No. It's
Hold up.
It's
Hold up.
Uche.
Maybe it's his accent that made me
Maybe
think
I'm
it was
saying it
African.
wrong.
How do you spell it?
It's U and Shay. Shay. So
What?
Uche. I think it's Uche.
It's probably Uche.
Yeah. So DJ Uche was on tour when the Houston, Texas Police Department put out a warrant for his arrest. Now, my question to you guys is, and you be
Didn't you tell me something else happened?
no, yeah, he left her in debt. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Not only did he try to forge the papers and fake her signature, he remarried. He married someone else, and he shows up to court with the current wife. Talking
Or-
about my ex-wife.
Or the second
is well
wife.
enough. Yeah, technically the second wife. He's holding hands. They standing strong. So my question to you, a married man, and are you engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Engaged.
we've been married for like 2 years now.
Watch
There
your
we go.
mouth.
I respect.
I think
that.
it's about time we come out on.
The
No,
one-
no,
nah,
no.
On
no.
YouTube?
Ain't nothing to come out with over here.
Can I see your left hand, please?
What's your ring?
Wait, you take your ring off now? Is he about to pull a DJ
Wow.
Uche on me?
Oh, wow.
You about to be real funny
Anyway,
style. All right.
so-
All right.
To a married
We can
man-
get live if you want to get live. All right.
Guys, we're just being silly, by the way. Just being
Yo.
silly.
Nah, I'm
To
dead
a married
serious.
man and a soon-to-be married man, my question to you is
Oh, so you pulling the Uche?
the Uche.
I'm pulling the hell no.
So my question to you guys is, what will cause a man? Because we have to be objective. Usually, in the cases, it's the woman who get tired of the abuse or the whatever, and they file for divorce. But what will cause a man to not only file for divorce, but go as far as forging the signature, desperately trying to get out? What do you think it is that will force this man to commit a crime that can end up in a 10-year prison sentence? What do you think it can cause a man to do that? At what point do a man say, "Yo, I'm just gonna divorce myself if you want to divorce me"?
I can give it to you in the song that I heard it from.
Give it to me, brother.
Situations will arise in our But you got to be smart about it.
Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hurry up and make it quick, please.
our executive director is passing by. There we go. Anyway,
I'm just gonna block it out as soon as she passed by.
that was our executive.
Too much cake in the camera.
Oh wow. That was our executive director.
Oh,
Repeat
my
yourself,
gosh.
though. You said situations.
Situation.
I mean, there's a couple of things. First of all, he sound like he ain't nothing. Okay. It don't sound like he was trying to escape nothing. I think, because weren't you telling me off camera that she said she didn't know that anything was
Yeah,
going
she had
on?
no idea
No
about this.
idea. No.
I'm
had
gonna
no
tell
idea
you
about
right
this.
now.
She thought he was on tour.
I'm gonna tell you right now what caused that. Lies. Lies. He was too busy pillow talking one of his side chicks.
She put
He
pressure
got
on
caught
him.
up.
Nah, he got caught up in a whole nother chick. He fell in love with his side chick. That's what happened,
Oh,
right?
that's-
And
side chick
and
stuff.
maybe she has something to offer monetarily or something else for him.
Yeah, because he's in debt.
that the next one that he feels like here's the thing, yo. If you feel like this always been my opinion.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're not happy in your relationship, leave. That's just it.
Yeah.
Leave, right? I just think too many people
That was a
enter.
marriage, though.
See, but that's the thing. I think too many dudes enter into marriages not understanding what it takes to enter into a marriage. Right? He still sounds like a little kid.
Yeah, he's 50. He's too old to be doing this.
That's my
But
point.
He's
remember-
51.
But you can be a grown man and still a child. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You're a grown man age wise, but he sounds very immature. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm
Bro,
not
he
even trying to
showed
throw
up
shade.
with the new wife holding hands to the court.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like the stereotypical Spanish, West Indian father who had like 4 different families that nobody
Nobody knew
about
until they
each
were like
other.
27
Exactly,
and 32.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's messed up. But I feel like the only thing that can make you do something like that is lies. Because at the end of the day, he could have just spoke to her. Because think about it, the mature thing would have been if he felt there was something lacking to talk to your wife about it, try and fix it, right?
Mm.
But if he's saying she said she didn't know anything was wrong, you've been stepping out this whole time. And it's sad to say that's a common thing,
It is.
right? Women
Sad.
don't know that men, and half the time nothing ain't wrong, son. It's just like they're not there.
Do you think, throw a wrench in there, do you think he was being abused? Getting his ass beat every night?
No.
Bro, he still could have just left.
But here's the thing.
He
if you
married
leave,
someone. That means he was cheating on Shorty for a minute.
Yeah.
but
A
if you-
whole
He
nother
married-
relationship.
how can
Right
you-
after, he did it to get married to the next chick.
No, but-
And the reason he did it on the slide, I guarantee he was gonna try and keep both marriages.
well, of course, because it costs money to get a divorce. He probably ain't got
Yeah.
the money.
But here's the thing. All right, lies, cheating.
That still costs money even if you get the sign.
Who?
It still costs money even if you get them to sign
But
the paper.
how
what I'm saying,
lucky
he probably
you
ain't got
be
the
with a
money.
side chick to willing to go commit a felony that can cost you 10 years of your life?
I bet you the new wife is younger, way younger than him.
What if the main chick is the side chick?
I don't think so.
Nah, I don't.
Once you're married first, you're not the side chick.
No, they
No.
no.
But what
They
if he
both
wants?
have debt.
What if he wants to flip it so that the main chick is the side chick and now the side chick is
Nah.
the main?
What would you do in a situation like that if your partner left under those circumstances?
Kia, if she like forged my name on
I
the,
wasn't trying to say her name, but
that's my wife. Babe, I can use your name on here. All right, cool. So
I was just showing respect.
I'm Gucci. I respect that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if Kia was to go ahead and forge my signature on divorce papers, what would I do?
Yeah.
I would be petty enough to find out and stalk wherever she moves to and move right next door. And I'd be at her crib every day.
When she shows up, you just sit there on the couch and, hey.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Remember me?
I know how to pick locks. I would break into her crib every day.
And that is why
This
he's
is a
called
hypothetical
the king of light
scenario.
skin.
But unhypothetically, I would break into her crib every day.
I guess.
We got a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There we
see,
go.
she don't even like that. She don't even like that scenario. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Um,
It's not happening.
what
It's
about
not
you,
happening.
Dwayne?
Bro, if that were to happen to me, cool.
Cool.
See, but I'm only getting upset because you're not taking my daughter, and because you know how how it goes.
Right. I don't have no kids.
And
so-
$1,000 of debt, like $20.
Oh no. Here's the problem with that. If my name ain't on that cosign, I don't care what the government say. I ain't paying for that.
No. But I think
No,
the
no,
debt that
no.
that
It
he
was on
left
her
her
name.
with was it's her debt.
Yeah, she said he left me in $1,000 of debt for his DJ equipment.
Oh,
so she was swiping
but see,
the
now
credit
you're not,
card.
no.
No, but
You're
that's when you messed
You're
up.
not making, you didn't make it clear. I thought you meant they just had debt together.
No, she bought him equipment.
No.
My bad.
See. So he left her in debt. Okay, so now if Kia left me after I swiped my credit card
for equipment,
all her cake stuff, Kia Cakes, no shameless plug.
Shut up, Kia Cakes.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
And I bought her mad cake stuff, right?
Like equipment, ovens, thousands of dollars on like the elite stuff. That
Like the top of the line.
Top of the line equipment. Because he was on tour. You're not going to be on tour, no trash. And he's considered a Houston legend. So that's expensive equipment.
I'm telling you right now, anybody who knows me knows I have an obscene level of pettiness.
Like
like
50 Cent type.
Nah, I'm
beyond
50 Cent in the conversation of pettiness is like one of my students. You know what I'm saying? Like no.
Guys,
like
I'm telling you, I've been victim of that pettiness. It happened before. See, we are fine, right? But we happened before it
happened today.
It happened just an hour ago. Well deserved.
And that was light. That was light.
That was light.
That was extremely light. That was just a.
So
that was a little sparring session.
I'm gonna get part 2 of it.
Nah. Everything's going good. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone. But a level of pettiness that she would never see. And you take my kid?
Yeah. But like that's foul. Like she support. It sounds like this woman was supporting.
That's what I said to
his
you.
Career.
He sounds like a child. It's a syndrome of. We see a lot though.
Look, I'm not a DJ, but I'm pretty sure these headphones are expensive.
Bro.
Imagine real DJ equipment to go on
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Speakers, gotta get amps. You gotta get your
everything.
computer or whatever you're using for that music.
Just the computer alone can run you thousands of dollars.
How long he been DJing? If he's like 50,
he's considered a DJ, a Houston legend.
A Houston legend.
A Houston
so
legend.
Here's what I think it is. I think it's a case
known in that area.
I think it's a case of we don't know, right? So like I mean, of course, on this show it's gonna be a lot of speculation because we don't know sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it might be a case of what is groupie syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Ego, because I feel like this is a case we see a lot. All of us have seen this growing up. You see some dude where shorty is like investing in his dream, right? Supportive, funny, and then as soon as he get on, right, and he get to a point, everything starts to look better, right? Yeah. Because the problem is people.
All these groupies on top of you.
But that's also because I feel like he married her for the wrong reason. He didn't marry her because he loved her. It sounds like he married her because she was able to financially support, and she believed that she bought into something that he was selling her. And then once he got on, right, and that glamorous life comes on, you're a Houston legend here. He was with that. It sounded like he was with his new wife.
Yeah.
For a while. Right, and I think she might have just been a groupie that came along, or maybe he actually did fall in love. Who knows? Right?
Yeah,
we don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like that first marriage was never about love. It sounds like it was more about a financial support system that allowed him to get a business opportunity for him. Legit.
Yeah, just use him. I mean, people use people. That's sad. That's the sad truth. And for all our viewers out there, if you're in a toxic relationship, marriage, let it go. It's not worth getting 10 years in prison.
Oh yeah, man. Or
work it out.
Or if you know the papers are supposed to be mailed home, get home before she can see the papers. Check the mail every minute, bro. Do not find a tracking number or something so that she don't detest it. So think this all the way through. Okay, I'm being grimy. Okay, that's very bad advice. Just don't do it. All right.
10 years in prison.
If you don't want to be in your relationship anymore, just talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Just let it go.
Conversation.
Listen to some R&B. Cry it out.
Yeah, put some Sam Smith on.
Yeah. Some Tyrese.
Sam Smith.
Who that?
That was the music that somebody used to play when they wanted me to know they were a little upset with me.
Oh, wow. All right. All right. Yep.
You don't know who Sam Smith is?
Nope.
According to Charlemagne the God, Sam Smith is Adele when Adele wasn't around. Like he was like
Hold on.
Sam Smith was the male Adele, and he said that he said I think they're the same person because you never seen Sam Smith and Adele in the same room.
Oh man, we don't get destroyed.
Hold up.
We gonna get destroyed.
Is Sam Smith the dude who was big and all of a sudden
he
turned super skinny?
He looked like Harry Potter dude now.
Right, I'm looking at him like I don't know who this dude is.
Yo, but it's crazy because like his voice, because you know when you see somebody so many times and like their singing voice, you're so used to that image in your head.
Yeah.
Now that like to me his voice doesn't match him. Like,
Oh wait, was that the dude who I guess was the
no, you said
Ed
it.
Sheeran of our time
Ed Sheeran.
5 years ago?
I'll be honest
like
with
like that.
No, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Because you know what I'm gonna say to you right now. I'm telling you right now. My opinion is we're getting way off topic, but I have to say this.
Mhm.
Sam Smith to me, vocally and talent wise, is way better than Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran's
I would never-
culture appropriator.
Yeah,
But
we
but
definitely
but,
gotta
but
get
that's
killed in the
different. That's
comments.
different.
Again.
You know what? We're gonna talk about this topic next week.
Let's go.
We're gonna this is gonna be a topic for next week. But
I'm with it.
he is not a culture vulture.
And we learned.
I'm not talking about
What?
Ed Sheeran. I'm talking about Sam Smith. And you
Oh.
just turned off
No, no.
all. Yes, you did.
Oh,
You just paused it. You just paused it.
Because I
It paused it. It paused it.
Alright,
No, this guy screamed and then pulled it. He got so thinking about the Ed Sheeran just now, son. But yo,
you already know. Do not end a relationship in a bad way because it can cost you 10 years in prison.
make
No,
sure you-
what? That's not the note.
No.
Don't forge nobody's signature. Just go through the actual channels, get them served, go through the right channels, make sure you do everything legally and correct, and go ahead. But my opinion is everybody needs to start looking at marriage a different way. It's not just something to just. It's not something you can pick up and then drop whenever you want. Like everybody forgets what they say I do to a lot.
Just because she cute don't mean she the one for you, bro.
Exactly, bro.
You heard that, bro?
Stop marrying the boom boom.
Shout out to Houston, Texas. Shout out Maya.
I thought you
CJ.
said something else.
I know you did. And I'm not gonna bleep it because everybody go. I want everybody to double take. Like, did he just say? Go back, play it, and go. Oh, okay. But I mean, like you said, I think that toxic relationships is something that you should avoid, man.
Already.
All right. So we're gonna end off with this H&M again.
Oh my god.
All right.
What's your name, yo?
So I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on. So last week, I saw an Instagram post about H&M yet again. Now, when I looked into it, I found out that H&M posted a young African American girl as one of their models. Now, what got everybody so crazy this time was the fact that her hair seemed to be uncombed. The
Bro, that
backlash
dog was more than
H&M,
uncombed.
but the backlash that H&M received wasn't because it was a black girl and she was wearing something racial. This was about her physical appearance. The fact that H&M will go ahead and continue to put out an ad with this young girl's hair being uncombed. Now, everyone jumped up to a roar. Everybody started to get in their feelings.
Social justice warriors to the rescue.
I think I might surprise a couple people when I tell you I disagree with how black people have reacted. Black Twitter, black Facebook, black everything has reacted to this. I see another side to this. I think H&M isn't wrong.
What is that?
I think H&M isn't wrong, and I know I'm gonna probably catch some flack for this.
Oh yeah, no, this is the episode that
But
everybody gonna kill us.
I want everybody to think about it this way. H&M didn't perm her hair, right? I mean, a lot of the times we hear cultural appropriation or in the
culture,
especially in the black community, right? It's all about black beauty, you know what I'm saying? Black natural, black this, and it's like appreciate, right? That's her natural hair. You know what I'm saying? That's her natural hair. Why aren't we celebrating the liberation of putting her natural hair? Because you know what the funny thing is, it's a hypocritical thing, right? You hear everybody complain about models being over photoshopped, overdone. That's not how you really look in real life, right? Yeah, exactly, right? I don't think the girl looks ugly because that's how you're making it look. Like she looks completely ugly and bad to put up that way. Instead, I actually feel like H&M to some degree can't win. Like the monkey thing, I wasn't cool with.
No, that
straight
shit
down,
was
right?
Straight violation.
This, I feel like they're getting flack for no reason. And here's why. They put that little girl up there comfortable as herself. They didn't try to say, oh, you don't look. Because if there was a video, right, of them hot combing her hair, right? No. Or perming it or flat ironing to put it in a thing, they still lose. Yeah. They let her go up there with her hair just like that.
Be natural.
They still lose, right? Yeah. So my thing is, to be honest with you, I feel like the black community are the ones being racist right now. they're the ones breaking this little girl's self-confidence down if she's allowing it to, because you're the one telling her her hair isn't good, her hair is nappy. You're the one making these comments. You're the ones
So
that
it's
are
like some sort of like reverse.
internal hate to some
Yeah,
degree, right?
yeah.
Everybody is I feel like you're projecting your own self-hate to some degree onto this little girl, right? It's giving you the opportunity to show you what you really think about yourself and your own people. Because I looked at it, and when I saw that and everybody's upset, I'm like, nah, I can't get behind this, because I actually would uplift the little girl, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate the fact that she has kinky curls, right?
Yeah.
Come on, the back here, every black girl has that. That's how your hair naturally goes anyway.
Yeah.
Even when you put it up, what is the problem? So I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that H&M is wrong for posting her as their model with her hair like this, or and does the black community have a reason to be so upset and up in arms, or do you think that it's the other way around? H&M should not get any backlash for this, and there is nothing wrong with this. I don't know if you saw the picture. Did you get to see it?
Yeah, I didn't get to see it, but let me see. There's a picture. Oh my God, she's beautiful. She got a beautiful smile.
But they have other pictures of that same girl, and it looks nothing like that, and she has more hair. So I don't know if that's like a.
What do you mean, like an afro?
Kind of.
But
Where she wearing different colored clothes. Also.
I know. I saw that one, but
I
it's
see.
still the
I
thing.
can see why they will be upset. All right.
So
You
I got
can
two
see
different
it?
points on that. But if you want to go first, go ahead.
No, I can. You want me to? You want to take?
Go
it?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me know. Now that I also saw the picture. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the PC PG era, which I'm not down with that. Whatever.
That's the other one.
But the thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing modeling campaigns,
You're gonna do different styles, yeah. Great.
different styles, they're gonna do different looks, right?
Mhm.
So like you have a team that's gonna be like, oh, let's put this together and put that together.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm just saying is everybody just saw the picture, didn't think, and immediately just reacted. I think
granted.
a lot of people reacted the way I think today we just react the way we anticipate the next person in our sector of society would react, right? So it's just not even like it's a genuine reaction.
It's not.
It's just
It's to
you
go
just-
with the crowd.
I saw something, boom. This is how it's
Everybody
supposed to
mad about
react.
it. We going with it.
Exactly.
So, but
I'm
here's
gonna
the
let
thing.
y'all talk.
Here's the thing. I think we all familiar with the just to go back a little with the previous controversy.
Oh yeah.
H&M with the
little black boy.
monkey and the
Coolest
little black
monkey
boy.
in the
Which that was
jungle.
violation.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was violation.
I agree with that.
That I don't know who thought that shit. Sorry,
It's fine, it's fine.
I don't know who thought that was a cool marketing strategy or whatever, and whatever. But here's the thing: is this anger coming from that incident where now it's like you know what? They're like, oh now we're gonna embrace who you are, right? And let you be you, and let you wear your hair naturally or whatever. Now, can the black community be thinking, oh, now you're trying to insult us with last time you did the racist stuff. Now it's like, so this is how we look to you. I'm putting that perspective there. It's like, how you not gonna? They taking it from like, oh, you're not gonna clone this little girl and you're gonna make us look a certain way. I'm just throwing one out there. Number two, some of these huge companies like H&M, Sarah, what do they know about not only the black community or the Latino community? Sometimes they go based on stereotypical stuff like, oh, this might be what this community like to see, or this is how we portray them to be. Not to get too far off topic, but to me is, who is H&M to determine, you know what? Scrap that. Not only H&M, because you know that everybody's going hard on H&M, but Nike, every brands that we wear have a certain way to portray blacks and other minorities in their campaign. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think the black community are looking at it from like, who are you? To like, I don't know. I guess I'm holding back
To
a little.
dictate how we how
Yeah,
we want to be portrayed.
how we supposed to look? That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's what. And the previous issue with the kid and the monkey sweater, I think that's where it's like, oh, now you're trying to. Oh, I get. Now I'm trying to say, now you're doing this on purpose because we know what we gave you, the shit we gave you last time. It could be it. What's your point on it?
Two things. H&M looked very funny for putting this girl's head out there in the first place. But at the same time, in order for them to put that little girl's face and hair out there like that, had to have permission from the girl's parents. My second point,
True.
that girl's parents need some licks. I don't know who the hell's thought that little girl should go out there photo shooting like that. But if that little girl wanted to go out there like that, by all means, you do it. I can't hate her for it. I can't press her for it. Now, no matter what if she wanted to look like that, and that's fine, cool. You're gonna be on posters. You're gonna be in magazines.
You think
what it is.
She gets to decide that? A 9-year-old kid. She looks like what? 9,
I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm going out here, if my face is going on something, I'm gonna want to say, hey, I like this one. I like this one. I like this one. You're gonna give me a bunch of different photos.
I think it's the parents at that point.
Oh, granted, but that's why I say parents should be getting licks too, because there's no.
Pause for all of our viewers who don't understand what licks is.
Oh yeah, sorry.
In the black community, it
the
is
Caribbean
a severe ass whipping. Okay,
Yeah.
That's what licks is. Okay.
Yeah. So, like for example, if I were to go to a photo shoot, if I was say 7 years old, if I was that pretty as a 7-year-old boy, because that definitely was not the case.
I think you're gorgeous.
Yo, get off me! What is wrong with you? Yo, producer, what you doing? Son?
Our director just decided to shift.
Yeah. So, if my parents were to put me in a photo shoot, if my parents would put me out in a photo shoot, I guarantee you, my head was not gonna be looking like that. I'd be all super oily with petroleum jelly, looking like the last man that touched the sun, with the darkest suit, dressed to the teeth, burning.
See,
take a photo.
See, but you're talking about West Indian parents. We don't know this girl's
you're
nationality.
Right.
Everything is always a suit
and
petroleum jelly on your face.
You're right.
With some powder leaking out by your neck, some baby powder across your chest.
When you sweat, you could tell the difference between between the gel and the actual water. You can see it literally separate. So yeah, that's a whole other totally
So you
different
think
subject.
the parents
half of the blame?
I'll agree for the kids to.
They have to, but if
Most
that's
of
the
blame
case,
has to go
then
to the parents.
the blame shouldn't have went to H&M for the boy with the sweater, because his parents still had to see that stuff too.
Like,
Because no matter what, parents cutting the check.
the
parents getting the check.
Yeah, but here's the problem: they signed the contracts, right?
Exactly.
No, but they signed the contracts, but they don't always see exactly what happens until afterwards. They don't see. So I'm telling you, sometimes they don't see, because once again, it's all speculation, right?
Yeah,
we don't know if the parents were at the shoot, if the parents dropped them off and left and then came back. We don't know. Most of the time, parents are at the shoot, right? So they're seeing what their kids are wearing. But there are some cases where you don't see what the kids are wearing, right? You're not in that environment at actual shoots. You drop them off because it's a long day for these shoots. They got to go through makeup, all that stuff, and then get set up and go through the look. So you don't know if the parents are there or not. We're assuming the parents weren't present.
No, I'm pretty sure they were.
But
you're not gonna leave your kids with a bunch of strangers. Even
but
if
at
it's
the
a
same
professional photo
time,
shoot.
right? Who defines what beauty is in the first place? This is what it always goes back to, because we decided as a community historically, right? If you look at it historically, to perm our hair and that hot combs. We're talking about the civil rights movement and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't I don't think it was self-hate. I think it was more like acceptance. We thought more if we had more of the qualities they made us hate about ourselves.
Yeah,
or they
they
used as an argument as to why we shouldn't be considered human. Yeah, that we should do these things, right? Because back then, what they do? Comb their hair. You weren't allowed to leave the house without a hot comb through your hair, right? We are now in a place where we are starting to accept every piece of ourselves as beauty. I don't see the problem with it. I don't see the problem with it in the sense of now, like they say, right? Mm-hmm. It sounds like it might not be the same thing, but I think it is. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
True.
So they can put this out there. Now, how we react is how we decide to make that thing affect us, right? So if they put it out there and we celebrated her instead, right? Yeah. Then more girls will feel comfortable and be happy about their own hair texture. But instead, we're telling her by making this big stink with H&M, little girl, you're ugly if you leave your hair out like that. Yeah, your hair, your coils are not good enough, right? That's what we're telling her indirectly.
And guess, in hindsight, instead of trying to help this little girl, now this little girl will be scared to do another photo shoot. And I'm pretty sure this is like a dream.
It's almost we're teaching her to dislike who she is, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, why would you say that? That's the first thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at her and the girl, she's smiling in one of the pics too. It's like,
Yeah.
leave her.
Like she was actually.
She's comfortable.
Right.
It didn't sound like it was she sounded like she was comfortable.
I'm
She
pretty
was
sure
having
there was
fun.
a good vibe in that. I'm assuming there was a good vibe in that photo shoot. I'm pretty sure that parents were like, but then again, we live in an era where the social justice warriors want to be upset about.
But I'm not saying you're wrong though. I'm not saying that H&M might not have did that with slight malice or whatever. Like okay, I wanted to give us problems about what we did before. Here, take this then. Yeah. But even then, it is on us to decide the value we put on that and how we can. Because at the end of the day, I'm be honest with you, minorities control the culture around the world, right? We control how things are
100% facts. That's not even to argue.
So we have the power to decide whether we allow that to be. Because even at the end of the day, we could also turn around and be like, oh, okay, you thought you was going to get us, right? But guess what? We actually love this. Okay?
Yeah, no,
we actually do love this.
We're going to embrace it.
Exactly. Because that's the we have to teach ourselves to love ourselves, accept everything about ourselves, and not turn around.
But at what line is it honoring us or mocking us? Where's that line? We're like, okay, are you trying to honor us or are you trying to mock us?
I feel like you'll notice that when you don't see the profit margins that you want for your company every month or every year, because no matter what, they always want our money. Because most of our money goes outside of our demographics anyway. Yeah. So that would be the way they would find out. For me, for example.
Oh no, I think he means like what exact thing?
What's the
line? Because they say there's a thin line between genius and crazy. Yeah. He's like, what's the line? Yeah. Like what's the line that separates you being like, spitefully trying to thing and you just actually
trying to honor.
Yeah, trying to honor a culture.
Yeah. I feel like you never know until you try.
I feel like the only way you honor the culture is have somebody from the culture actually influencing and dealing with these pieces, right?
That is very.
It's like movies, right? If you have a black voice in the writer's room, the black characters seem like they're actually real, right? Yeah, and it makes more sense.
It would not be.
They're more three-dimensional. Exactly. It'll because like we like to say, you can always tell when something comes from somebody within that type of culture, whether it be food, music, clothing, or whatever the case is, or a poser. You would always be able to tell.
Oh, so you mean like in those movies where they have the American blacks playing Jamaican blacks? Yeah. And you can tell the voices are clearly
Bohemian? Because what I've learned is that's another thing we gotta talk about at some point. But the fake Jamaican thing about Man. Okay, first of all, that whole thing is from the Bahamas. Okay, they all sound like Bohemians talking, and they say that's Jamaican. I don't see. We're not even gonna get into that. Yeah. But
oh god, yo, we definitely gonna get killed.
But I think that we should have focused more on the fact that this little girl was sporting her natural look. You know what I'm saying? Where were the team natural warriors? Huh?
How much that little girl feel?
She may not know too much.
What's going on?
But she probably has some idea because no matter what,
she knows.
She has to know something. She knows. No matter what, someone's going to recognize her face.
It's not even that.
And she's gonna go back to school.
It's not even that. Social media runs the world, right? Sadly. How old is she?
Probably. Let's guess like 9.
Okay, but she already has an Instagram account. More she has something, right? Yeah. So she knows about all of this.
Oh my god, her comment section.
But here's my thing though. You know what's funny? I guarantee you, the comment section might be filled with more of like ignorance. And when I say ignorance, I'm not saying ignorance and making fun of her. Ignorance and the people are coming to her to feel like they're comforting her because H&M tried to play her.
Right.
But here's my thing. It depends on that little girl.
H&M also cut her, I'm assuming, a big check to her parents too.
It's a regular modeling gig. I don't think you cannot prove any. Like this is the type of thing where it's not a blatant thing. It's something where somebody decided they personally felt some type of way and they pushed for everyone to jump behind this cause. I'm saying to you, it depends on the little girl because everybody just assumes these little kids are so helpless and they're so thin-skinned. That's not the case. They got some kids out here that just don't care what anybody thinks about them, right? So she can be strong. Just sport her hair like that. She could be strong, and she could be the one that sports her hair like that anyway, and just like I don't care because this is me. I love me, and her parents probably taught her to love herself,
I'm pretty
which is
sure
probably why
that
this is
little
like.
girl, look, she's radiant with confidence and charisma.
And that's my thing. But what if she wasn't? You know what I'm saying? You're responsible now for breaking down a child's self-esteem from an early age.
I'm pretty
And
sure
this is around the time where it's very, very important that you don't. So to me, like I said, I don't think that the way everybody reacted is the right way. But that's just how I feel, right? Because we don't know. You're not in that office. For all you know, it could have been a black person who tried to get that snuck in there as a good idea because she wanted people to react that. We don't know who's behind those.
We don't know.
Those
We don't
lines.
know.
We
We don't know
don't.
the behind the scenes.
And it's not common now. It's not uncommon now
Sure.
for these big brands now to include African American fashion designers. I mean, look at Louis. I said now, right? And especially, what would be the smart thing to do if you just got flack for the coolest monkey in the jungle?
Oh my God.
Hire a whole bunch of black people to try and fix that.
Not even a whole bunch, just one that you could go. Okay, we're gonna need your help with this collection.
So
We
you
want to
can
try.
help us direct.
You never know what kind of voices they have in there, but
Dude, imagine they had that one black coworker was like, "Yo, this monkey in the jungle idea ain't a good look."
Yeah, it's like, yo,
And then they all just like, "You don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Willis. This is a really good idea."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Backlash.
No.
Willis, why didn't you tell us this is a bad idea?
told ya.
Because you don't listen to me.
I told you. Been told you.
But yeah, man, I just think we should all teach ourselves to love each other. You know what I'm saying?
But this is gonna go on.
All right. So we talked about everything from robots, 50-year-old playboys, and what I think might just be false jumping at racism. That's just my opinion. This week we had some really great topics. I think we all made good points. Now we just want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. All right.
Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notification.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
But we'll see you guys next week, hopefully, on the Loose Change Podcast.
What's 9 plus 10?
Peace.
21.
Oh yeah, don't forget